Modern Artisan it's an honour to be part of the title.
I think that this project is a great opportunity.
It's quite surreal. Coming from this kind of local area, I would probably never have had that kind of opportunity.
The Modern Artisan project is a first of its kind collaboration and partnership between His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales and the Prince Foundation and the Yux Net-a-Porter Group, set up to train the next generation of artisans.
Enormously impressed by the effort that's gone into it and by the ideas, the vision that these students have had.
The idea behind the Modern Artisan is to combine two worlds that they seem very distant, but they're not, because probably they're helping each other. On one side, the traditional craftsmanship that has been around for centuries. On the other side, the new digital world and the data and the artificial intelligence. Everything started a couple of years ago when His Royal Highness kindly accepted our invitation to visit our newly launched tech hub in London, and he invited me back to Dumfries House. I came and I was impressed by the wonderful work that has been done in the estate. And I started to dream about this project to do together with His Royal Highness. I came up with the idea of the Modern Artisan. So a cross-border collaboration between Italy and the UK, because I believe that collaborating between countries is what makes us better.
It's a really unique programme, probably the only one that I can think of in the world, and in my teaching career it's the only one that I've ever experienced this level of training.
It's a super interesting project, and it really started off with the 500-year anniversary of the death of Leonardo da Vinci, and it's really all about art and science.
Leonardo da Vinci was the perfect combination of both worlds.
It was really fun to work with the students.
My favorite moment of the project would be the first conference call we did with the buyers, because it was my first time talking to this industry.
It's a lot of information they had to take in from our data insights team.
This is one of the most fascinating parts of the project, which is like leveraging data in order to come up with a sustainable collection.
The data gives us the memory of the customer, what they like, their preferences, the wardrobe that they've built in the past.
Another technology that we leverage in this project is QR code. So we actually use them and printing them in the label of each item in this collection to empower our customer to see all the stories in a way behind that product.
So Future Textiles began with supporting secondary school pupils to learn those skills, but the ambition and vision for that programme was to reach a higher level of skill, making garments for the luxury end of the market, and that's where the Modern Artisan fits in. It's sort of the pinnacle of our vision for the programme.
The training in this project it's completed it for me.
These skill sets are invaluable. The speed, the quality, the fabric handling, the accuracy.
The brief was, first of all, had to be sustainable, so really using all natural fabrics.
When it comes to materials, it was very important for us to select the right suppliers and identify the best materials for our collection.
The key, it seems to me, is to rediscover the importance that nature plays in all this and where the natural materials come from. It seems utter madness to have this approach which takes, makes and throws away.
How to design a sustainable collection, it's very important for the next generation. And with the Modern Artisan project, we have started to instill desire about sustainability.
I'm really thankful for this project because I actually entered it not knowing how big it would have been.
Knowing that we are just students, but to see all those garments online, worldwide, is exciting.
I just can't believe that I'm here. Wonderful opportunity and exactly what I needed.
Being involved in this project has given me so many opportunities to redevelop my skills and increase my skills. I believe this is going to act like a springboard to help me launch myself.
I think Many of the students have perfected the techniques that they were finding quite difficult at the beginning. Hopefully they'll take away that understanding of sustainability in design and fashion, but applying to their own little businesses they want to start.
I really do believe that the technology can help and will help sustainability in the future.
The design brief was given to 6 design students from Italy, who are then partnered with students from Britain who worked to produce this collection and capsule with the Dumfries House in Scotland. So we asked them to think about being as sustainable as possible, so using great natural fibers and fabrics from Scotland, and then using sustainable finishes.
We wanted to ensure that the students were able to marry the richness of their study into the British and Italian textile heritage and artisanship with a very well-grounded knowledge of who the luxury customer is and where it's evolving.
Data Insights was central for the Modern Artisan collection. We equipped the students with 5 years of data coming from our customers. Globally, currently we have 4 million customers, so it's a goldmine of data for a creator and a designer in order to develop a collection that meets the customer desires.
Objective of marrying the creative mind and the intuition and the sense of style and fashion with data, insights supported further by technology and do it into an end-to-end process was quite innovative.
It's a super interesting project, and it really started off with the 500-year anniversary of the death of Leonardo da Vinci, and it's really all about art and science. We first gave design students a lot of data, what the customer preferences are, what they're buying, what they're not buying, what brands they like, all of this, everything down to style, down to sleeve length.
The second step that we took was to organize 5 years worth of data into very visual tool that the students can, with simple clicks, interrogate to look at the best-selling products over the past 5 years, organized by category of product, and visualize the evolution of the trends.
Thanks to YNAB, I actually discovered this whole world of the big information or the data that they gave us, and it was really helpful for the creation of this collection.
I hope that they understood that data can be a great ally and they can leverage on this to make sure that they reduce waste as much as possible and ensure that their customers are going to love the product that they are going to create.
And I think they sort of took all this information and came back to us with first sketches.
The first part of the process saw us working all together, defining the structure and the architecture of the collection.
What we want students to think about during the design process is really their customer. I think there's a lot of great designers who are super creative out there, but at the end of the day, they actually want to build a sustainable business. So they really do have to think about who the end consumer is and what this person is doing in their life.
Give life to a sketch that is flat. To let this become 3D garment is really exciting. You need to go through all the process of pattern making. And then prototyping, and then try on the model. And then from the model, we go back to comments, maybe from buyers.
Kind of went over what fit, what didn't fit, what worked, and what fabrics, what didn't work, and there was a lot of back and forth before coming to the kind of the final decision. Each piece of the collection and how you wore everything sort of head to toe, and that's how we came up with all the looks.
Having met the students from both Italy and Scotland, and then to have talked to them about the plans and looking at the designs and how it was linked to Leonardo da Vinci, and his designs and thoughts all those years ago. It's been fascinating to see the end result.
Sustainability is at the core of the modern artisan. Both the Princeton Foundation and the Future Textile Program and Yoox Net-a-Porter were both passionate about sustainability.
The key, it seems to me, is to rediscover the importance that nature plays in all this and where the natural materials come from. It seems utter madness to have this approach which takes, makes and throws away.
So the skills and expertise that we are teaching our artisans are not always taught to the same degree within a university or college programme, so our programme is incredibly unique, probably in the world.
The growth in my skill set has been huge, and it's been an honour to have this type of training from our mentors as well. I'm able to see the speed and the quality of my fabric handling as well. Through the machine I've learnt so much about how to adjust my machinery and to work with the fabric instead of against it.
So what we've done through the whole project is take away elements from all the different garments, different cuffs, different collars, different seam types, and so they've all been extracted. We've been practicing on making these highest quality of products, like your finest silks, your cashmeres, your high-end fabrics and materials that you wouldn't be able to use otherwise.
Sustainability has been a big part of the whole project. From the guys sourcing their fabrics to, us sampling up in the textile centre, we're using all natural fibres.
And then our scraps and offcuts at Dumfries House are then used for school projects, for the STEM Centre, for sensory projects, which continues the journey of no waste fabrics.
To me, was quite special is the visits that we were able to do at some suppliers where they really have seen what it is to create a product in the most sustainable way. So, for example, at Johnson Bob Elgin, I think is an amazing visit for the students.
In Scotland, about 75% of the energy that we use in terms of electricity is from renewable sources. So just a few miles off the Murray coast here, we've got some of the biggest wind farms in Europe. So if we combine that with the water supply which comes from the local river, we've actually got a very self-sustaining business model in Scotland.
Another technology that we leverage in this project is QR code. So we actually use them and printing them in the label of each item in this collection to empower our customer to see all the stories in a way behind that product.
They could develop a collection that should generate less waste. It's a collection that in the end has been born based on the taste and the long-term trends of over 4 million customers.
I really hope that the students have understood that sustainability and luxury can go hand in hand, and that sustainability needs to be included at the very beginning of the creative process, as nowadays is really a mandatory requirement.